tryna find a way out of townships.
Abasbanze, public relations practitioner.
Tebogo Kalala, actor and model.
Simlindile Mabuza, writer, director, and actor.
Mangoba Kumalo, host, actor. Hey yo, we're back. Put the polony down. I know it's winter. Put the heater down. Put the fat cakes down, nigga. Look at me. Pay attention. Sunny Bonani, South Africa. We're back under the sun with our latest episode of Under the Effing Sun. As usual, I'm not going to introduce myself because you know who I am. You know who I am. So we're just going to go straight into it. Today, what we have for you under the sun is our topic on e-hailing. Specifically, that versus public transport. Our topic today is e-hailing, which is Uber or Bolt or InDrive, whatever you use, versus public transport. Which side of the spectrum is better? Should we use e-hailing or should we use public transport? Let's get straight into it. Let's crack open these babies, these fortune cookies, and let's see what's going on.
Yo. Okay.
I hope my fortune makes sense.
Let's see.
Hey, bro, mine is already cracked open.
Oh, shit.
Ipat.
Me.
Whoever has this can read it first. Let's go.
I'm first today. What you do today builds your tomorrow.
Aww.
Never been so real.
Wait, nah. What's your lucky number? It's on the back.
Oh. 15. I was born on the 15th.
Oh, look at that. Thank you, luck gods, I guess. Mine says, you will become a great philanthropist in your later years. I knew that, nigga. I knew that. My lucky number is 6. It means nothing to me.
Well, I got lucky number 8. It reads, to mature is to accept imperfections. If it's not, that's not the corniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, so you're not going to mature. Okay, nah, that's fine. Let's leave. What's your lucky number? What's your lucky number? It's at the back. What's your lucky
No, I said the number. I said
What
number,
is it?
I said number 8.
Does it mean anything?
Not really.
Okay, Slim.
At this very moment, you can change the rest of your life.
At this very moment.
At this current moment, yeah.
Okay, what's your lucky number?
Lucky number 7. Hey,
Lucky number 7.
straight up.
Okay. All right. Now that we've broken the ice a little bit, let's get into it, man. Now, I want to define e-hailing for you. So e-hailing, right, in this context is your transport apps. Uber, Bolt, InDrive. What else do we have? We have this new one called Wanatu or something. I think it's like an Afrikaans-based thing.
No, never heard of it.
So those fall under e-hailing, basically electronic hailing. Public transport is obviously your buses, your taxis, your trains, but for this context, let's keep it to buses and taxis.
Okay.
Right? So that's our playground today. Before we get into it, who has Bolt or Uber here? I think we all do.
I think we all
Or
generally
whichever
have.
one. Go into whichever app of your choice. The one you use frequently. I want to see your rider rating.
I haven't rated that.
No, we're all rated. Trust me, we're all rated.
What do you... let's see.
Whoever finds theirs first.
Starting
can
with
go.
Bolt, you're buying like the most...
Whichever one you use. I think I use Uber more. Shout out Uber. I need that sponsorship. Shout out Uber.
Shout out to Uber.
Okay, let me see. Where is it? I think by Uber it's under accounts, right?
4.68.
Damn, mine's 4.81.
Right.
What happened to the other stars?
What happened?
Oh,
What do you check this thing?
it's by accounts.
4.96.
Account.
Yeah, it's up there.
4.93. What did you get?
Wait, you said 4 points?
68.
And that's on?
Uber.
4.68. Okay, not bad. Mine is 4.81 on Uber. Yours is
4.93.
on Bolt.
Yeah.
Hey, this nigga using
I
drugs.
use
Okay,
I
yours
use it
is-
a lot.
4.96 on Bolt.
Oh, damn.
Yo.
Shooty, what are we doing? Like arriving late for pickups and stuff? Yeah, no, I'll be late. I'll be late.
Mine on Bolt is 4.82, so not too bad.
Okay. Nah, I'm gonna keep it international. I'm not gonna look on Bolt. I still want the sponsorship though, but nah. Okay. I want to ask you guys, what is your preference, public or e-hailing? Currently, right now.
E-hailing.
Okay.
I'd have to say e-hailing for me as well. It's like it's been the most convenient out of.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Slim?
I mean, it depends on what's in your app.
Okay. Okay, majority of the time, what
Majority
would
of
you
the-
say is your first thought?
Well,
It's like, let me call an Uber or let me strap on this Converse, let me go to the taxi rank.
like I said, if you're cool, I'd have to consider, will I be able to get a taxi and where do I get it? But
Okay.
so I consider those kind of things, but mostly, yeah.
So the first thing that
e-hailing.
comes to your mind is public for Uber.
Yeah, but yeah,
Interesting.
it's like my first option. If I see it's okay, where I'm going, it's like probably far, then yeah,
You can have to Uber.
Okay.
Uber. I think
If I can
it
take guys.
yeah, if I would not take like to get to where I'm going, that's when I use like e-hailing. But if there's like a taxi to get me there, nigga.
Texas
Okay.
right there. you
Okay,
know?
fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
What did you grow up using Ekaya? Like, for example, school, primary school through to high school. What was the majority thing? Were you guys going with public or you're going with the cars from the house? Like, for me personally, more often than not, it was the family car.
Yeah. so-
Yeah, only towards later high school it became obviously okay. Take the money, go.
Yeah.
But obviously, overwhelmingly, I'd say family car.
Yeah, I think throughout my childhood, primarily, primary school, it was mostly car. Then you got to high school because I kept changing schools. The one I ended up in was kind of close to home, so I generally walk and take, public transport.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
So now for me, it was different depending on where I stayed.
Okay.
At a point, I stayed with my grandparents. There I took like school transport. And then when I stayed with my parents, it was the family car.
Okay. So majority, what would you say, was it the car or public?
Car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Slim.
For me, man, it's a bit dynamic because we didn't have a car, I think, until I was probably 10,
Okay.
12, somewhere there. But at some point, we used public transport, like to go to the mall,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay. So clearly, I was the only cheese boy here. I'm joking.
Clearly.
No, I'm joking. Okay. I want to get into the meat of the situation, right? My first question for my panel here today: does the personal people aspect of public transport affect the way that we view it? For example, when we generalize Gucci taxi drivers are rude, does that now stop me from going out and saying, you know what, my first thought is public transport? Because public transport, let's be quite honest, is generally cheaper.
It is.
Whatever state the
State to
country's
state, yeah.
in, whatever inflation it is, generally, I always hear public transport is cheaper than using your own car or anything else. So, okay, my question is, does the fact that the industry of public transport, it's more multiple people, you're dealing with multiple people, no driver, there's customer one, customer two, does that multi-people aspect versus the e-hailing one, where it's just me and the driver, does that affect the way we view either one, do you think?
Depends. I think for some people, yes. Some people just prefer to get in the Uber, not even talk to the driver, have their earphones on and focus on their road. But personally, for me...
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, personally for you,
No, it's not about how many people there are, because at the
Okay.
end of the day, I'm still not going to talk to anybody in the taxi unless like we're passing money around, which only takes a few minutes.
Yeah, it's not that
Okay.
big deal. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So public transport for you isn't affected by how many people are in there. So with e-hailing, it's also the same thing. It doesn't matter if there's one guy in the car with you.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me personally, the general that's the first in approach doesn't really matter to me. It's more about the convenience and like efficiency.
Okay.
So hence why I'd probably like lean towards more e-hailing, because I'm like, okay, quick, boom, boom, boom. But like in terms of conversating and how the person is, in terms of interactions, it doesn't really bother me. But
Okay.
I'm just more of like an efficient guy currently.
Okay. Yeah.
And for me, I think it's not affected by how many people there are in
Okay.
the taxi, because you know, like as a storyteller, I love sometimes
Okay.
the taxi rides, man. You know,
Okay.
different.
Yeah, just
You get
getting
different
to know
perspectives
different
in a short amount of time.
characters,
Okay.
yeah.
You know, yeah, it's quite interesting to see that. But sometimes it can get, you know, tiring.
Obviously.
Being in your own space, like
Yeah.
in a boat, you know, traveling to wherever you're going peacefully.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends, you know, on the days, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd say pretty much the same. For me, I don't want to lie. If taxis, we didn't have to speak to each other in taxis, I would be taxis all the way. Because,
Maturity.
for instance, like, small example, like I was in a taxi one time going to Pretoria and I'm sitting at the front and all of a sudden everybody's giving me money. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this money?
probably-
what am I supposed to do with
probably
this
the
money?
worst
You know what I'm
experience to
saying?
be in, you know? Yeah.
So it does, the multiple person aspect of public transport does affect me because from the beginning, Mom getting taxi rank, I need to ask where am I going? That's already one person I'm dealing with. Now I need to get in, and now with the new system that they're using in major ranks where you don't pay cash anymore. You go pay cash for your tickets, you come back, you know what I mean? So previously it was better, you just get in the taxi, sit down. I know with my card it takes, okay, now I'm handing over my money and I'm done talking to people.
Yeah,
but now I need to wait for them to come back with the card, tap my card, they ask, is everybody okay? You know what I mean? So personally, I'd rather, also from a safety aspect, I'd rather know that it's me and this man in the driver's seat, you know?
Well,
Siyalahlana or what?
you know,
Fair enough.
You know.
Fair enough.
because I do find myself being a bit skeptical with like the e-hailer driver where I'm like, you know, I hope I get to my destination safely because, you know, it does get a bit, you know, dodgy at times.
Okay, so that leads into my next question. I know today we're a sausage party here.
Yeah.
As you can see, the girls ditched us.
It's a sausage.
But
fest.
okay, it would have been nice to get a different perspective, but I think we have the different perspectives from you. So let me ask this to all of us. Do we feel generally safer in an e-hailing mode of transport, Uber, Bolt, InDrive, whatever, versus public transport? What feels safer to you? Like, I don't even know to what degree, but what feels safer? Where's your mind most at ease? In the Uber or in public transport? About your safety.
Tough question.
It would definitely be public transport.
For real?
Yeah.
Really?
Like besides, I mean, the only way y'all could like be in danger in a public transport is if the driver is speeding. But like,
Okay.
what else? Like chances of
Shootouts, things like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here in Joburg.
Wow.
Okay.
But like in an Uber, guys, for real, like you'll never know because you might go to like a destination that you're used to going.
Yeah.
Like the driver's gonna take a different route, and now you're stressed.
Okay.
And there's multiple routes to the same destination.
True,
So you always gotta be woke.
Vigilance,
In a
okay.
taxi, you can say, okay, I know my destination is in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I can sleep for the next 20, and wake up the next 10.
And you know they take the same route, so they're gonna stop here, stop there, stop
Exactly,
there.
yeah.
Safe
Okay.
regardless. But in a Uber or e-hailing,
Okay.
don't close that eye for a minute.
Okay.
I feel like it depends on the time of day, you know. That's when
Okay.
like, your senses kind of open and be like, well, actually, I'm with this one guy here. Anything could go wrong. It's like
Okay.
10 p.m. at night. This guy might be trying to traffic me. But
Okay.
I think with, to some degree, I actually, you know, vouch for what you're saying because with public, like, if I'm traveling during the day, I know, oh, yeah, I'm just going to get to my destination, you know. Like, but with e-hailing, I'm just like, it's just me and anything could go wrong. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it's not even about like getting into an accident or whatever. It's just about like, will I get to my place safely or will I
Okay.
get to my destination at all? You know?
Do you sorry, Slim. Do you feel safe by the what can I say? Do you feel like because Uber and Bolt and all these other things have these different checkpoints and points to try to make you feel safe, you know, if the driver takes a different route sometimes. I'm not sure which app, but it detects you. It's like, okay, where are you going? And you can share your trip status. Do things like that not make you feel safer in an Uber? They don't.
It's still a bit,
No,
yeah.
pointless. When are they gonna get to you?
Okay, fair. Slim?
Really?
Well, for me, I think, sometimes I am quite safe in a Uber than I am in a taxi.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been in situations whereby I was traveling in the night, right?
In a taxi.
In a taxi.
Okay.
And time I'm the last person to get off, yeah, I've felt uneasy and
Yeah, scary times. I know.
It
Okay.
is very unsettling.
because like no, this guy is almost done with his day and he's
Yeah.
about to go and park his taxi, and I'm the last guy, and I'm like, what is he thinking?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes it kind of feels very uneasy, and
Even right now,
yeah, even right
Okay.
now, though, you find that the taxi driver's personality on its own. It's like,
Okay,
this
I see
guy,
you.
man,
Or they just look a bit dodgy. Because I was coming this side, I'm like, yo, this guy looks a bit sketchy. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's actually quite really safe to be in a public transport than it is
Yeah.
to be in a Bolt.
Okay.
You know,
Which one would you say is more safer to you personally, though? Right now.
right now, yeah, I think I'll go with the public transport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Nayo. Hey, daughter. I don't know. I'm kind of
Okay.
in the middle, but like Josie, I haven't been in an experience where I'm using a public transport and it's late. I'm always considering
Okay.
feeling. So yeah, I'd say I'm more safer in a Bolt than I am in a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, let's keep in mind this man is 295 pounds. Okay, he's not like the rest of us. Let's just keep in mind. Personally, I'm also a little bit of a fence sitter, but for obvious reasons, I need to pick a side right now. I'd say I don't know if it's complacency on my end, but I'm becoming more safe. I feel like I'm safer in a taxi right now because I'm beginning to take taxis more and more. Because obviously longer distances, I can't be being an Uber man that much. That's a little bit crazy to me. You know, in an Uber, I do feel safe, yes, because I can share my trip status, can share my location, I can check the map. But you know, you never know. It can also, being in an Uber, it just doesn't mean your only possible danger is this driver. Like, people know how Uber drivers look now. You don't even have to be branded on the side, which is a Bolt into an Uber. If you're at a traffic light at night, these niggas could open the doors and now everybody's getting jacked. You know what I mean? So it's not the danger's not only from the Uber man, it's just people in general, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, sorry to cut you off because I wanted to add on to the e-hailing part. I feel like I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but generally with the race, it counts a huge percentage of it because if you're generally white, I think you have less fear as opposed to being black. Because with white people, I don't know what the percentage. Yeah, I don't know what the percentage is, or just yes, but like I don't think you hear often enough about like, oh, this specific white person got jacked or mugged or trafficked or whatever. I think it's mostly within black people. That's why we're kind of like very skeptical, like, and rightfully so, because like it's very rampant. So I think because even with when you're requesting, I mean, I might be off, but like let's say you have like a white sounding name, you're likely to get like
actually, you're right. I once ran it wasn't an official experiment, you know what I'm saying? But it was like a little bit of an experiment. For example, I always tell the women in my life, I always tell the women in my life, no, nah, guys, let's keep it PG. No, let's keep it. Jabako, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. How I always tell like whoever I meet, work, friends, whatever, girlfriend. It's always like, listen, for me, remove your profile picture on Uber or Bolt straight away. No profile picture.
Yeah.
If you have an ambiguous sounding name, that's fine. But if you don't, screw it. Put Fred. Put David. You know what I mean? Because off the bat, I'm thinking from a perspective of safety. If I pick up a ride that says Claire and I'm a dodgy man, I'm already thinking, I'm calling the niggas like, hey, yo, listen, this girl has an iPhone 15, I can spell it, and we're on the job. You know what I mean? But I see your point. But I'm going to keep it to the Africans because we're all Africans.
Yeah.
So
you know.
About that, I once got into this Bolt this other day, and I got in, this guy's like, are you Simlindile? You know? He's like, oh, I was expecting a female. You know, I'm like, what?
What do you mean?
Can we, with that in mind, can we answer? I know there's no females here, guys, but can we answer from their perspective? What do you think they would think? Just think the women in your life. What would they say? Public transport or e-hailing is safer to them?
Yo, they wouldn't feel safe in either.
I'm like,
Okay.
They would not, because I feel like in public transport they feel lusted over.
Okay.
And then in e-hailing times 10.
Okay, because it's a one-on-one versus.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'd have to say, which is the person I was with at the time.
At the time. At the time. Okay.
Because of where they were staying, because they grew up generally in a very, I guess, public transport centered place.
Okay.
So they were kind of accustomed to that. I mean, generally that person did use e-hailing as well, but they felt more like when I would have conversations, they felt more comfortable with public, because at times when, let's say, I was like, yo, you want to pull through? She'd be like, well, it's like 6 now. Now, generally that might seem early, but to her it's like, yo, it's still kind of late, so I don't feel safe at all. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so does that sort of thing. So I think for most, generally depending on where you grew up, it might be public transport.
Okay. Slim, what do you think?
I think the females that I know of feel, well, yeah, ish. It's tough, man. These things happening out here.
Yeah.
I don't know what they feel.
Because
Yeah.
also mostly, sorry to pardon, but like also mostly when you see these things reposted on WhatsApp statuses about, hey, watch out for this driver, it's usually a female, would see saying my friend last night was jacked, da, 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 you know what I mean? Mhm.
Yeah, and it's like, what are they supposed to feel safe in at this point?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, man, I sing any most, okay.
Yeah, just one time.
Okay. Just a side note, I feel like while we're talking about this topic, I feel like public transport sometimes doesn't get the flowers it deserves. Or maybe it's because it's been around for a long time. With these new phenomenons, it's like, yes, okay, there's problems in public transport, Dad. Nobody's disagreeing with that. But public transport, if it's not one thing, it's reliable. I feel like at least where we are, so you at least know going to the taxi rank, at least if you're a woman, because, okay, I can expect this, I can expect that, I can expect this. But you can't expect death or jacking or anything to that degree. So for that, I'd have to say our taxi associations, taxi drivers, for that, thank you. For that much.
Because I think about the time we were at the event,
Yeah.
where it was like a specific time of night, and now, they're taking time. Like they're busy getting different rides, and they're not coming to me quickly. So I think it also comes at a disadvantage. Hence why, like, I think with a public, I'd know that, okay, different people are getting dropped off, but I'm going straight to my destination. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait for it to fill up, and I'm gonna get there to my. But like with your e-hailing, it does take time. And like I did talk about efficiency, but sometimes it's not efficient because you have to wait, and you save and wait and all that stuff, and it doesn't come there quickly. So I think it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure we all know about that situation. I'm not sure if it's ongoing right now, but remember there was a situation whereby taxi drivers, or I don't know what to label them, but maybe the taxi associations as a whole, were stopping people in their own cars and asking them, why you're not using taxis? I don't remember what the fight was. I think they were fighting e-hailing, were they not?
Really?
But now they spread it to now personal family cars. They're like, why umntwana lo angathathi public ayesikolweni? I'm not throwing shots. That was a real situation that happened. I remember passing from Pretoria, and we were passing four ways, and they were stopping people, and they had like sakilas and stuff, and I was like,
Holy shit!
But obviously as a taxi, I'm in a taxi, so we passed, but I saw it happening. I was like, this is real life. Then I read about it. So I'm saying that to say, from either side of the perspective, do you think, it's a two-way question, do you think taxi drivers think we're the problem by taking e-hailing, or do you think e-hailing drivers think we're the problem by taking taxis? Because keep in mind, at the end of the day, these are people jobs. The taxi driver needs to eat. The Uber driver needs to eat. There is no right and wrong in this situation, I feel. There's just two ways, and people have choices. So what do you think?
I think
Let's start by asking, do you think taxi drivers think we're the problem? Us. Because with the younger generation is mostly the one taking these Ubers and Bolts and stuff.
I don't think he thinks we're the problem. But the drivers, the e-hailing drivers, are the problem. Because they mostly like attack them, not even us.
Okay.
Yeah, one day inside. It was this one time, a Uber driver picked me up from Home Affairs, and a taxi was passing.
Ooh.
And, he was about to say, one day inside.
How?
One day inside.
But that's your personal choice involved.
Your suspect, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think taxi drivers think the e-hailing drivers are the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yeah, more than often, yeah.
But let's keep it 100 here. The taxi industry is I don't know if I should say multi-million rand industry. It probably is.
Yeah.
So
That's
I haven't run the stats or done the polls, but I'm thinking e-hailing at this point is a very marginal percentage.
Yeah.
And my chat is there's a market here, my take.
Yeah.
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 People, there's a lot of people still taking taxis. But
Yeah.
yeah. My taxi or taxi bro. Ufuna when I see many taxis,
Okay.
No.
Okay.
When options are there. I think generally like e-hailing has been around for what? It's been around, but not that long compared to taxis.
Yes.
So I think it's very one-sided. I think like with e-hailing drivers, they're not as like resentful. It's mostly
Yeah,
like the public drive because it's like, yo, you're taking all our customers. We need to be making, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like if they could just look past that and just understand that, yo, it's, depending on where you are, like everyone has an option and you can't really
Yes.
like put that on them. So they can choose whether to go with you or go with the driver. It's not for you to resent the other. Like, you know,
Because at the end of the day, we all need to eat, guys.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's also the choice of the Uber driver. If he feels like, you know what, I don't want to become a taxi driver. Let me become an Uber driver. I have a car.
Yeah.
It's convenient. Let me do ABCD. Okay. So from the perspective of Uber drivers, what do you think they think of the taxi industry? I actually wanted to call an Uber driver and ask.
Yeah.
While you guys are answering, let me see if I can call him.
Yeah.
What do you think Uber drivers think of the taxi industry?
Oh man,
I think they think that they're just a bunch of diabolical humans.
Have you ever seen a confrontation between the two? Oh, you said you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then me and that Uber driver had a conversation, and they were like, "Yeah, but like, why are they doing this? Because the cake is big enough for everybody, the kids." And they were like, "Yeah, Pelanati, we have our own guns. We have our own young association.
Yeah.
So pull out a gun on me, I'll bring my people, and I pull out a gun on you."
What?
Usually.
And I think when it comes to like,
Hello, brought you man. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm gonna cut you guys off. Oh, Grand. I'm good. So I'm on my podcast here, ne? Ngazi ngizozwa ngawo ukuthi ufuna permission or I was asking for your permission. I wanted to ask you, would you want to give your opinion on the taxi industry from the perspective of an Uber driver? Or Bolt driver, sorry. Yeah, no, your voice is, I'm going to hold the phone to the microphone if you're comfortable. I just wanted to hear, you know, what you think of the taxi industry and how they view Uber drivers, Bolt drivers. Okay, could you be able to send me a voice note? Okay, okay, no problem. Yeah, bon. So
well, I guess we'll
taking my chances there. Taking my chances.
But I was about to say that to answer your question, like yeah, probably most likely because I'm just generalizing, but with most taxi drivers, a lot of them, maybe some are quite squeaky clean, but most of them are like mafia gangs and all that stuff. And they do carry guns and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it seem like e-hailing drivers are like very, very very polished and distinguished people.
Okay,
you know,
fair enough.
But like when you do look at these things on the news and stuff like that, it's mostly like, oh, there was a shootout with like taxi drivers and you know what I mean? And like that's them beefing amongst themselves. It's like taxi drivers are always beefing with other taxi drivers. So I think e-hailing drivers would look at them like, you know, you guys are a bit dodgy, you know, you know. So I think there's a bit of that, you know, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think for me, e-hailing drivers look at taxi drivers as people who just don't want to, say, evolve.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think times have changed.
Times have changed, yeah.
Yeah, but not saying we should eliminate their industry.
Yes, of course.
As well, but they should have some sort of an understanding.
Yeah.
People make their own choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
with
think
you can
they just
yeah.
used with like being like the only mode of transport besides trains and buses, but like it was always there.
Always
like,
taxis.
Always been them, yeah.
been.
Okay.
It's just the old man yelling at the clouds. They don't want to evolve. It, you know.
rent for.
You know what I mean? It's just
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys? Is it about the money and the practicality in our age group, or is it about the peace of mind? Like for let me make an example. For me, let's say I want to go to I don't know which destination, but right now we're in Randburg. Let's say I want to go to Sandton. My first thought in my head is, I don't care how much it costs, but I'm not taking a taxi to Sandton.
Yeah.
Because Bolt's going to take me in a straight line.
Yeah.
And it's, if I have promo, of course, on top of that, the promotions, the way they run with 20% off, 30% off, I'm definitely taking the Bolt.
Yeah.
So I'd say at this point in my life, it's not about the money, it's about the practicality. Because I don't want to walk 10 minutes to the taxi rank and do this and that. But what is it for you? For me personally, it's about the convenience. It's not about the money anymore.
It's definitely about the convenience, because I also don't want to be dropped off 10 minutes away
From your direct destination.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like, now I gotta walk. And before that, we have to drop off multiple people. And it's like, babe, no. You know what? I just want to go straight to my destination. Drop me off by the door.
Okay.
Child.
Yeah, it's also about convenience, man. I mean, hey, I hate being in a situation where I don't know where I'm going. I'm in a taxi.
Yeah.
So now,
Okay.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I know that.
Yes, I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
and ask the driver, hey, driver, endaweni esomele ngehlike kuphi?
Yo.
Hey, mzuzu sebadlulile. Hayi baba sesidlulile thina lapho.
Okay.
So I think it's about the convenience, man. Just put in that location, thing will drop you wherever you're going, safe.
Yeah, because like if you're going to a place that you don't know for the first time, it makes like the most sense in the world to take e-hailing transport. You know what I mean? Because you're likely going to be there within a few minutes, and yeah, if
It even estimates like the time that you're gonna spend on the
Yeah,
road
but he's not saying the
going there.
thing.
exactly, you don't have to do so much, because
Okay.
I remember when I was kind of new to Joburg, and
Yeah.
I had to like travel from my country to the taxi rank, and it dropped me off there. And like now there's just constant confusion, because you're like, okay, because when you get there, you have to like, it's not like it's just there directly. You have to walk and look for the actual taxis that are going
Yeah.
to school. So it's like, that was a whole thing. So like the second time around, I just found it easier to, this like to just drop off somewhere and then just, request and then go straight to the place you want to go to. So
Okay. What do you guys think the end game is here? Like for both industries? Because obviously the e-hailing is not going to stop growing. It's going to grow. I think for me, I'm going to go first. I feel like both are just going to be in healthy competition with each other. Because you can't tell me that the new introduction of cards for public transport is not a response to the convenience problem. Because people, let's be honest, our generation is a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
Our generation is like, I don't want to get in taxi and count money. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. So I feel like the introduction of those cards is like, yes, let me make our biggest demographic, or I don't know which is the biggest demographic
Yeah.
for taxi, but let me make it easier for everybody. You just get in, you tap your card there, you sit down. What do you think the end game is? I feel like for me, they're just going to end up competing with each other in a healthy way.
yeah, but okay, in terms of e-hailing, how do you think they can respond to that? Because the issue with them, from time to time, throughout whatever year, it's always like some incident where, hey, so and so got trafficked or what, they didn't come back. So like, how can they like, build measures to like make sure that it's very safe and convenient, so that like more people can use it? Because there is that thing at the back of our heads, as we
Never
said.
stop using
Yeah.
Uber balls.
But
Yeah.
But there's a thing in the back of our minds that like we were saying at the beginning, like I don't feel like the most comfortable with this person. They might be dodgy. They might do this and that. Like so.
So what do you think the end game is? What's going to end up happening? Just try look into the future with both industries. What do you think is going to end up happening?
I think, because again, we're speaking of demographics, and like it's mostly the youth that usually use it, because we like going out and stuff like that. I think like at a certain point, e-hailing might surpass it.
Okay.
Just yeah, like
Prediction.
It might surpass it. Like again, like it depends on how they're willing to like maneuver around the money as well, because it's like the money aspect that it kind of stops people from actually using e-hailing and just sticking to the public.
But your prediction is e-hailing might surpass.
Might literally take over.
Okay, Slim.
I don't think. Okay, so
You can go.
I can go. Okay, I don't think surpass because we still have millions of people using public transport, right? Yeah, man, not everybody can afford Ubers, and it's just getting more expensive.
Okay.
Right? So I think it just might end up as just a healthy competition.
Okay.
At the end of the day, yeah, if they don't realize that Bazolum being changed.
Okay, Slim, what do you think is going to end up happening?
Man, I think both of these modes of transport will just end up, working independently. And
Okay.
At some point, we'll have to accept that Uber corner and most people want to use that, and others use e-taxi because of budget included. It's expensive sometimes for some people to use e-hailing.
Okay.
But both of these modes of transport have their market, and they're never gonna say run out of people to transport.
Okay. Wild card. I want your unfiltered thoughts on both industries. Anything you want to say. Well, anything you want to say. Just give me your unfiltered thoughts. The first thing that comes in your head when you think about a taxi, negative or positive, or an Uber, whatever you want to say, let it out.
Taxis, right?
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, I get so anxious every time approaching a taxi rank or whatever.
Why?
Because before you even get to the taxi, these taxi drivers are rude. Like
That's his perspective.
Yeah.
literally, they're so
Okay.
rude, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because by there's nothing they can do. Also inside.
Okay.
And I will chica you, right? They're very inconsiderate. I can't have anything positive to say about them. I'm so sorry. There's only like a handful of them. But taxi drivers, you guys are not
Honestly.
And it's sad that it has to be Zulu people.
I'm not getting into demographics.
Anyway,
Okay. So those are your thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, I can attest to that because of been certainly a lot of moments where you're just trying to ask the person, hey, I'm going, and they're just all up in your face and rude about it. I'm like, yo, just have a normal conversation. And on top of that, often enough, when you're about to drop off, you do have, you spoke on the anxiousness. You're like, how do I tell this person I want to just
Is that a you thing or a them thing?
I feel like it's a me thing where I feel like I need to...
Taxi drivers, I gave you a point.
One point up.
Okay.
So it's that thing. I'm like, how do I tell the person I want to stop there at the garage? Or, they have this, what can I say? This demeanor about them where they just seem very
Okay.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
What do you think, Slim?
Man, for me, it's actually funny because, taxi drivers, dog, they force me out of my comfort zone most of the time.
Okay.
I'm not a person who easily, speaks out. A taxi, change.
Yeah.
Okay.
My comfort zone. So I'm very fond of the space in a taxi sometimes, not all the time. But yeah, I've really got no, problem whatsoever with taxi drivers. In fact, most of beautiful stories have unfolded while I was in a taxi.
Okay. So a positive remark. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything to say about Uber, e-hailing, and all that? Unfiltered thoughts.
Yeah. Both drivers. Why tiring ikhuphuka maye kunimvula kanti?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, now that the cats have played, the line is here. My unfiltered thoughts, right? Taxi industry. Thank you so much for the cards. That counting money thing was not for me. I'm gonna keep it 100. I have
No one
business
likes counting.
money
It's
in a
not
taxi.
my responsibility.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business. So thank you for that, right? So that's a positive for the taxi industry. I'm just gonna try and level it out. A negative for the taxi industry. I don't think I have one. Randburg Taxi Rank, I'm going to shout you guys out. Yeah. Very wonderful conductors over there. Very helpful. They even ask you before you come, where are you going?
Yeah.
And mostly I'm always going to Pretoria. Don't ask me why. But you know what I'm saying? So I have nothing negatives. I haven't experienced all the taxi ranks in the Republic, but I'd say all positives. Bolt drivers and Uber drivers, my one problem with you guys, or maybe my two problems. My one problem is not being responsive to helpful information. If I'm trying to tell you that the Uber says we should go there, but I know a shortcut, please listen to me. Especially at certain times of the day. During rush hour, if I'm saying, hey, you can take a left here and it's going to redirect you, and you just mize me, that's a problem for me. But what's helpful for me is when you guys offer to connect me to the Bluetooth, because I can play my music. Thank you so much for that.
I think one gripe I have with some Uber/Bolt drivers, maybe mostly Uber, it's like maybe when they're unsure. Now you're asking me, bro, like it's right there. I'm like, whoa, sir, like
yes, that is a point. That is a point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another positive remark I have for taxi drivers. So in Pretoria, there, in CBD, I've walked there like in the most random hours, late nights, and when I see a taxi driver, I know I'm safe. You know,
okay,
that's one thing that I'm really appreciative from the taxi guys. You know, especially in PTA. By that
shout out PTA.
Going to the blue taxi rank, you'll be safe, bro. No, nothing is gonna happen to you there.
Okay,
and they've set a lot of examples to people.
Yeah, we know.
What?
You know, but in Pretoria, ask anybody from Pretoria, they'll tell you.
Yeah, they say it's generally safe there. Yeah.
Okay. Let me bring you back to my original question, gentlemen. E-hailing versus public transport. Which one is better right now to us? Give me a one-word answer.
I'm gonna go with e-hailing all the way. Like currently,
one for e-hailing. Let's go.
E-hailing.
2 for e-hailing.
Yeah, e-hailing. Sorry.
3 for e-hailing.
One more.
I'm gonna have to make it a clean sweep, gentlemen. 4 for e-hailing. Where we are at in our lives currently, the convenience. You know.
Yeah.
But shout out both modes of transport, guys.
They help
Keep
us.
the positives coming, please.
Yes.
We like the option.
We like the option. Yes, make each industry better.
Yeah.
And just like that, unfortunately, we've come to another episode of Under the Effing Sun.
Womp, womp, womp.
We're at the end. You can pick up the fat cake. You can pick up the polony. I'm about to disappear now. But before I do that, my brother, the internet has not refused us. So just like the roaches in your kitchen, I will most definitely be back. That's us out. Peace.
I'm trying to find out where are the townships.